We good to go?
We are. We could mute that until we let people in though, if you want. Not mute, pause. No, I can't because I'm not the host.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strategies for Growing Your Appraisal Practice and Marine Survey Business, presented by Dr. David Mitroff. My name is Dana Teixeira, and I am the Machinery and Technical Specialties Discipline Director for ASA NorCal. My background is in marine surveying, and I am both a certified marine surveyor through the National Association of Marine Surveyors and an accredited senior appraiser in both commercial marine surveying and appraisal review and management by the American Society of Appraisers. ASA NorCal is the Northern California and Nevada chapter of the American Society of Appraisers, an international valuation association that teaches, tests, accredits, and refers professional appraisers of all appraisal disciplines. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, ASA NorCal has been presenting regular webinars to assist appraisal professionals with obtaining continuing education. Both upcoming and past webinars presented by ASA NorCal are posted on the website www.asanorcal.org. David Mitroff, PhD, is a business growth strategist and speaker who shares his secrets for creating successful brands that stand out and thrive. Dr. Mitroff is the founder and chief consultant of Piedmont Avenue Consulting, Inc. He creates brand awareness, strengthens customer loyalty, and streamlines business processes. Dr. Mitroff is also a college instructor who teaches entrepreneurship and marketing courses at the University of California, Berkeley, and is a Google mentor for the Google Launchpad Accelerator Program. This webinar has been pre-approved for 2 CE units by ASA, and the National Association of Marine Surveyors has pre-approved the webinar for CE units. ASA reaccreditation credit forms will be sent out to the attendees after completion of the webinar by email. Any questions can be put into the chat box and will be answered during the presentation or at the end during the question and answers portion. At this point, I will turn the presentation over to Dr. Mitroff. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for having me, and I'm excited to be here again. I think I've spoken for ASA, I don't know how many times, like at least 5 to 7 times. So I put my LinkedIn in the chat for everyone, and then I'll also put my my website and my email. If people want to put in the chat what kind of business they have, or you know what type of appraisal or marine surveyor business you have, because there's such a variety. I've actually consulted with a lot of different, whether it's I work a music appraiser, and then a heavy equipment appraiser. I've worked with different ones and consulted them and stuff. So there's similarities, but then they're very different, very diverse, and your customers could be totally different customers, right? Some people have like huge farm equipment or manufacturers, and other people have more people like me at my house, and I find something, I go, well, how much is this worth? So you have, so thanks, Andy, for sharing. So yeah, if you put in what kind of stuff you do, then it helps me for this talk. All right, so in this talk, I'm gonna talk about all kinds of different ideas, but I think one of the biggest, well, let me go back. So the biggest thing is strategies for growing your business, okay? And so there's lots of different ways to grow a business. And so I'm going to present you with a lot of different ways to grow your business. And it's for you to choose, I think I'll try that one, or I'll try that one, I'll try that one. But I'm just gonna keep presenting you with a whole bunch of different ideas. It's up to you to decide which ones you might wanna try. And if you have any questions about any of the things I talk about, put it in the chat and I'll answer the question. Okay, thanks for sharing, Greg. All right, awesome. So then you have, so networking is more about farming than about hunting. So the idea is that once you find some people that might be able to grow your business, then you want to continue is follow up with them. I'm going to go through some strategies to do that. Of course, you want to hunt and go get new business. But once you find some people that are good strategic partners that can introduce you to other people, those are the ones you just want to keep farming. Okay. And I'll go through that in more detail here. This slide, I've done a lot of stuff. This slide just says I'm very famous, and it has my bio stuff that Dana already went over. All right. So I have a couple of sections because this is a long talk. So in the first section, what I'm going to cover is how to make your online presence stand out, hacks to be invited to exclusive events, systematic approach to growing your network of contacts, how to create a competitive advantage through social media marketing, and how to generate new leads and create opportunities for luck. I believe in creating luck. I believe that you can actually create luck. Well, the number one way you can create luck is actually by leaving your house. Okay. So if you don't, or doing a Zoom call nowadays, because of the virus, but if you don't take action, then why would something else happen? You have to create action for something to happen. So let's see, Ben Brown does small craft and yacht pre-purchase condition of value. Cool. I was one of my clients was in NorCal, the largest dealer for all of Beneteau. So I advised, she was my client for 2-3 years, and she sells all the Beneteau boats and yachts and all this stuff. It's fun. I went on like 60 different ones. Okay. So before I go into really stuff, this slide right here, if you just did what's on this slide, your life is going to be more complete and your business is going to be bigger and everyone's going to like you more. This slide I added about 2 years right after I started doing a whole bunch of virtual events. People were like, what do I do? So I put this slide in, and this slide's very popular and people like this slide. So right now, what can you do to grow your business? Right this second, today, like not on this call, but after this, like later today, you can write down a list of 10 things that you cannot control. There's so many things you cannot control, and then put that aside, and then write down a list of 10 things you can control, and then focus on that. And so if you do that, and you do, because there's so many things we can't control right now. It's like, and it's getting a little better, but sometimes things are open, things are closed, things are open. Kids go to school, kids don't go to school. It's like, so write down, I can't control that if the school decides to close or not. I can't control if but I can control this, this, and this, and focus on those. The next thing is consistency. So it doesn't matter if it's in person, if it's on the phone, if it's virtual, it doesn't matter. You need to meet with your top 20 strategic partner list. So what that is you put together a list of the top 20 people that are strategic partners, top 20 people that can help you grow your business. So I'll go through it more later, but basically you want 5 people that do exactly what you do. That's why you belong to the ASA. Okay. And the Marine surveyors. Okay. So there's 5 people. So you 5 other people that are appraisers that appraise the same kind of customer. So they're in the commercial space, or they're in the marine space, but very, very specific, because you can share ideas. Someone might call you, hey, can you do this? And go, I don't have time for that. Or I don't, or that price is too high or too low, or this or that, or that's not a good fit for me. It's better that you give it to Dana, or give it to Jack, or give it to somebody else, right? So it's that kind of thing. So you have 5 like that do exactly what you do, same customer. The next is you have 5 that are in your industry that also similar, but they're different. They don't do exactly what you do. Okay, that's another reason you belong to associate. Then you have 5 people that, and I can give an example of lawyers are easy. So you have an estate planning attorney. So you find 5 other estate planning attorneys. Okay, then you have 5 just attorneys, but they're in that kind of they're attorneys, but they don't do estate planning. So again, they might trade clients with you and stuff. Okay, then you move into 5 people that do, like if it's estate planning attorney, it would be 5 insurance agents, financial advisor, accountant, bookkeeper, family offices, people that interact with the same customers you do. So in your case for surveying, it might be insurance agents, or it might be estimators, or it might be banks, more that are determining loan amounts, or it might be auction houses. Okay, so you find those. So you have 5 that do what you do, 5 that are in your industry that do different stuff, 5 that are like that can refer you business, you refer them business, and then you have 5 people that you just like. Okay. Cynthia said, I'd be interested in learning more about the marine appraiser business also. Okay. So Cynthia, maybe I don't know, Dana, someone will follow up with her about, hey, you might want to join the Marine or just come to a Marine appraiser event that you guys have. Okay. Because I think that's also interesting because you guys do similar things, but different, and it's fascinating. All right. So anyway, so so you have 5 people that just, they're nice people that know a lot of people, that talk to people. And because they're nice, they're going to show other nice people. So now you have a list of 20 strategic partners, and your job, and right now you're like, David, I only got 5, fine. Or I got 100, David. I know, but put the top 20 on there. What your job is to have 3 lunch meetings or virtual meetings or coffees or teas a month. 3 times 12 is 36 meetings a year. So if you have a list of those 20 people I just said, and you have, hey, and this is what you say, hey, it's been a little while. I just want to check in with you, share what I've been doing, and learn about what you've been doing. That's it. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm not trying to ask you for business, not asking for that. No, I just want to check in with you. What have you been doing? What have I been doing? And then you do that 3 of those a month, and not 0, 0. Oh, I got so much work, David. I don't have time for that. So 0, 0, 0. Also, oh my gosh, I lost my biggest client. I got, and then you 6 of those meetings. It doesn't work like that. When you are the fullest that you can be, I can't even take any more clients. You still do those 3 meetings. You know why? Because when you do, you're going to be way more efficient. And you're going to be like, dude, I got this going on, this going on, this going on, this going on. But I still took time out to meet with you because you're important to me. And because I can still take more clients. They're like, really? Yeah. Because you know how it is. You get one, you lose one, get one. I can always, sometimes it takes 2 years to get a new client. Sometimes it takes 1 day. You never know. So you just got to be consistent. So 3 lunch meetings a month, 3 times 12, 36 meetings a year. I guarantee if you do those, I don't know how you're not going to grow your business if you do those. And I also don't know how you're not going to make more friends and be happier and be more social. Okay. Next one is top of mind, sending out a monthly newsletter. And again, I'll go through more of these in detail because we have a while here, and I have a whole bunch of slides. So, but you want to stay top of mind. So you want to send out your monthly newsletter. But David, I don't even have a newsletter. I don't even have any emails. It doesn't matter. Just go, you can get MailChimp for free. There's other ones, Constant Contact, probably. You get MailChimp for free and send out the email newsletter to your mom and a few other people that you have their emails for. And it doesn't just, you start sending it out and you start collecting more emails and you start sending out once a month. And literally do not overthink it. All you do is you send it out, and it says happy holidays, and there's a picture. Or I'm excited about the new year. Or did you know that this month is, we're getting that this is yacht season or yacht month or whatever the heck it is. Just send something out. You're not selling, you're just sending it out. And most people are not going to open it. No, in general, most people are not going to open your email newsletter. The open rate is usually 20%, which is not very good. So, but everyone sees, not everyone, a couple of people don't. But most people see who it's from, David Mitroff, and the subject line. They see who it's from and the subject line. They go, oh, and then they think about you. That's all you need. If they don't open it, fine. So don't obsess what's in it. Just send it. Okay, because if they don't open it, they still think about you. All right. So monthly newsletter. The next one is the event effect. The event effect is a book that I wrote called The Event Effect. I wrote it during the virus. During the virus, I worked on 7 different books. 2 of them I made live on Amazon. I still have the other 5 on my desk that one's almost done. The other, I have one on how to start and grow consulting practice, which a lot of you probably would be helpful for you guys because you all are basically consultants. But I have a couple other ones I'm working on. But the event effect is that every single January, my grandmother would invite every single person she knows to her house. Every single person, every January. She invited, just come. Even people she didn't like so much. She'd invite everybody. She'd have all this food and a big party at her house every January. And then they would all leave afterwards. She'd invite everybody. They'd all leave. And my grandma said, David, I'm so happy. I said, why is that, Grandma? Because everybody left? No. I'm so happy because I invited every single person I could possibly think of to this party. And whether they came or not, they all now owe me something. And I am going to get invited to every single party for the rest of the year. And I don't have to do anything. And it is true. Every January she has a huge party. Everyone would be talking about it. And she would proceed to get invited to every single event for the entire year. So the event effect is by inviting people to an event, whether they came or not, they owe you. And whether they came or not, they thought about you. Whether they came or not, they're like, oh, I didn't know he spoke or does this or does that. So this event that we're hosting right now, we had, let's see, we have 25, this is exact perfect science. You guys would love this. You get off on this stuff because you guys are so numbers oriented. Okay. I cannot make this. Okay. So I've done 1 week I did 10, but I've done since the pandemic started, or whatever you want to call this thing. I call it the virus because I think it's kind of fun to call it that. But since this thing started, I've probably done 250, 300, I don't know how many freaking webinars, okay, or virtual events, maybe more. So let's say I've done 200 virtual events. My statistics are when it's a virtual event and you have 100 people register, or in this case we had 50. If you have 100 people register, you will get 25 out of, you'll get 25%, unless you send an email right before it saying, hey, don't forget, dum it's in an hour from now, and then you'll get 50%. So literally you had 50 register, you have 25 on here, so you got 50%. So that's pretty impressive. Now, why did you get 50%? That's about as high as you're going to get. Even if I told you, a famous person, but you're still going to get this. I mean, why 50%? What? Because you're getting CE credit. Okay. And you got an email before, and this is association you belong to, but this is exactly the right number. Now, the trick is, does that 25 stay at 25, or people start going, geez, this guy's, he's not telling me anything interesting, and it just starts dropping and dropping. But no, it should stay at 25 or go higher a little bit, because somebody will come late, All right. So this is good though. All right. So anyway, but the point is to get 50 people to register for this event and then 25 to show. How many people actually had to see the event out there? How many people had to read the emails? How many people had to see on social media? So when you do an event, you can invite everybody. You can put it on social media, put it in your email newsletter, put it on this, put it on LinkedIn, put it on Twitter, put it on this, put it on event calendars. And guess what? Most people, they might see it. Oh, I didn't know that this person does that, or this person does that. Oh, okay, interesting. So imagine, this is a real event and it was really happening, but imagine if you did an event that's like office hours, right? So it's like, have your questions answered by, let's see, who do you want to pick up? By Ben Brown on small craft and yacht pre-purchase. What are the 5 key things that you need to think about when you're buying a yacht? Or have any questions about small crafts? Then I will be available next Thursday between you put on Eventbrite, Eventbrite. You put it on your website, you put on this. I'm available next Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9:30 to answer questions. It's not a workshop. You don't even have to say it's not a workshop. It's just I'll be available to answer questions specifically about, and this is where you get smart about it, specifically about Long Beach yacht sales and Long Beach yacht pricing and Long Beach yacht estimate, and how to know the worth of your yacht in Long Beach. Okay. Now you can, or in California, or in San Francisco Bay Area, or you pick different. If you do it very specific, then what's going to happen is I'm going to go to Google next week, next month, a year from now. I'm going to Google Long Beach yacht appraisal, and you will be number 1 on Google. Okay, even 2 years from now, you will be number 1 on Google because you put on Eventbrite, you put it on your website, you put it on Twitter, you put it on this, you put it on that, you put it on that. You specifically said Long Beach yacht appraisal office hours. I'll answer questions. So if you have a boat in Long Beach or a yacht in Long Beach or this and and there's 5 key things you want to think about. And there's this, this cost and that cost. So put all these keywords and key phrases in the description, and then say the people that might want to attend this or come to my office hour are yacht brokers, yacht dealers, individuals interested in buying a yacht, and you're listing who your clients are. Okay. So now what's happened is you've literally listed Long Beach yacht appraiser, okay, office hours. You've listed if you're interested in selling or buying a yacht in Long Beach, these are the key things you want to look for. Those are things you can do. And you say, and the people that might want to come, and you literally list who your customers are. And then you put that all over the internet, and you don't delete it, and you leave it on your website. That is the event effect, and it works. And I've been doing events over 50 a year for 11 years. something like that. And I mean, I get so many, and I do so many. Now, someone might actually show up. If someone shows up to that office hour and they go, well, I have some questions about the yacht. Well, sure. I mean, I'll answer your questions. They might end up hiring you, or no one shows up. If no one shows up, you still did the event. Even if you're not there, if no one registers, no one shows up, you still did the event. It's still live on the internet. All right. So, what's this? Dana said, I'd like to give a special thanks to Ken for opening this webinar up to the, okay, cool. What is it? What is it? The SAMS, the surveyor, and I can't remember anymore. Was it Dana?
Yeah, that's
Surveyor.
the SAMS is the Society of Accredited Marine Surveyors. That is
Got it. All
the
right,
larger
perfect.
of the two marine surveyor groups, and Ken Weinbrecht
Invited
advertised,
everybody.
got it
All right, perfect.
pushed through. So
That's
thank
awesome.
you, Ken.
Yeah, so what's great about that is that's good for them, that's good for you, that's good for everybody, and then that's where people are going, oh, I didn't, like you're learning about each other. This is great. Okay, all right. So again, I know it's a slide that I spent a lot of time on, but that's okay. I have more stuff that will back this up. But focus on what you can control. Be consistent in meeting with strategic partners. You don't have to. You don't have to call people to say buy my stuff. You're just saying I'd like to learn more about what you're doing and share what I've been doing. And then next is, send out a monthly newsletter. And then someone has a question. And then you have the event effect, going to events, inviting people to events. Let's see what did Greg Michaels said. In addition to being a marine surveyor, we also own and operate a real estate appraisal firm. In the mid 2000s, we had approximately 20 appraisers working for us. We could talk directly to lenders, mortgage brokers, receive work from them. Then we worked at a law firm. Let's see. Oh, the Dodd-Frank law. Oh, there's these bills, right? Congress. The Dodd-Frank law was passed and prohibited us from talking to the mortgage brokers directly and destroyed 600 clients. We now must go through a third party, okay, AMC Appraisal Management Company, to be the go-to between us and lenders. This caused us to eliminate our staff appraisers for two reasons. The AMC sends appraisers to the rotation, licensed appraisers, blah, blah. So the question is, how do we build our business back up to have a staff appraisers? Again, right now it's just me and my wife. Thanks, Greg. I realize it's a complicated question. All right, so let's see what we got here. So Dodd-Frank passed and prohibited us from talking to mortgage brokers directly. All right. So so the way it works is okay, there's a couple of points here. So one is there's a couple of things that the things that come to mind are this. If a appraiser, a mortgage broker wants to talk to you, can they talk to you? Or like, no, they're not allowed to talk to me at all. There's that kind of thing. Then the question is, well, who do the mortgage brokers work with? Who else do they mortgage brokers talk to that you can talk to? So some things I'd tell you is that for example, RPM Mortgage or something, RPM Mortgage, they called me and RPM Mortgage told me, David, we want you to come in and do a workshop for our top real estate agents. Okay. So I came in and they invited their top the top real estate agents that use RPM Mortgage the most. Does that mean okay? So they invite, hey, come for free. This guy David's going to come and do a workshop on how to grow your real estate firm. Okay. So I did a workshop for all their top real estate agents. It's not even, they're not their employees or anything. It's just they use RPM Mortgage. So what I did a workshop and I educated their top real estate agents on how to grow their real estate practice and how to get more real estate business. And in turn, they grew and they got bigger. And in turn, they used more and more of RPM Mortgage. And so that is me doing a workshop for their top people. That was smart. And that worked. I'm not sure if that violates the Dodd-Frank law or not. The next thing is, what was the next? The next thing is, who are the other people that the mortgage brokers talk to, right? Because what you do is you can start figuring out, okay, I can't talk directly to those people, but the mortgage brokers interact with these people, these people, these people, those people, these people, these are all the people. And what you do is, what I do with clients is I map out kind of let's talk about law, the litigation life cycle, or I map out in construction, the construction life cycle starts with land. It goes from this. So in your appraisal practice, you're all different. what are the key parts to your appraisal practice? And who are the key people that you touch, that, okay, I touch this here, this person, as I go through the life cycle of an appraisal. So you look at the mortgage broker. A mortgage broker interacts with bankers. Mortgage broker interacts with these people, those people, insurance agents, and they interact with certain people. Now the trick is, okay, how do I go and meet and network with those people that the mortgage brokers interact with? I mean, it's a little complicated, and I understand your question, but and it's hard to answer right out of the whatever, but let's see. And what else? And then as far as AMC goes, where is it? Third party AMC appraisal management company. Yeah. So then what it is figuring out with AMC management company who else they work with or how they work. And I'm more happy to have a free call with you and tell you more. But what I try to just come up with creative ways to get in front of more people. Okay. Creative ways. The other thing is okay, let's just say this. Let's say AMC recommends you. Okay. I'm still, as a mortgage broker, I'm still going to Google you. I'm still going to look you up. I'm still going to see if you're the type of expert I want, stuff like that. All right. So let me keep going unless there was anything else. Let me see here. Let me make sure we answer these. Greg, what you do is, what's it called? Greg, my email is in the chat. It should be, if you scroll to the very top of the chat. Yeah, I put my email in there. You just email me, or you can go to my website, piedmontapp.com. It's on the bottom of every slide, and you can click that and you can schedule a free call. If you call my office, one of my employees will pick up, or you just schedule a free call. I'm not trying to sell. I'm just telling you if that's what you want. Okay, so let's keep going. Done. I'm checking these off because I don't want them hanging out. All right, so we got that done. Okay, so next slide. So when it comes to marketing, we kind of talked about there's so many different ways to grow your practice. Okay, so there's active marketing, which is during the day, AM. There's passive marketing, which is at night. So you have active marketing, passive marketing. Active marketing during the day, AM, is cold calling. Literally pick up the phone, call. Okay. Next is you have direct mail, which is very effective, especially in like real estate and certain industries. Mail out stuff. Events. We just talked about the event effect, hosting event or attending events. Strategic partner. We talked about that. The top 20 list. Having strategic partners, having the 3 lunches. Talks. I'm doing a talk right now. Referral versus introduction. This is actually a big deal. If every single person on this call, instead of saying, can you give me a referral? Or can you refer me to this person? Just stop using the word referral and change it to introduction. You will all get more business. Don't say, because I can tell you the truth. I've asked my mom for references and she won't give it to me. My mom won't even refer me to people. So if my mom's not going to refer me to people, why would someone else refer you? I mean, it's just not. So ask for introduction. So when you're at that meeting with the strategic partner, or if you meet a client, if you have a client, they're so happy. They're like, oh, David, you're amazing. And say, could you give me a reference to this? Or could you refer me to somebody else? They're going to be like, well, referral, I mean, I don't know. We haven't worked together long enough for that. Versus say, can you introduce me? So if you're at the lunch, at the end of lunch, this is what you say. I really like working with you, or I like partnering with you, or I really like you, we get along really well. Is there anyone else that's like you that you think I should talk to? Right? Is there anyone else like you that you think I should talk to? Do you think there's anyone else you can introduce me to? I work with a lot of appraisers, and you know a lot of appraisers. Is there, or a lot of mortgage brokers or real estate agents, whatever. Is there any other real estate agent that you think you can introduce me to that you think I would get along with? Is there, that's what you're saying. Versus, can you give me a referral? They're going to be like, well, hold on, stop, referral. So I don't know if I can do that. Like, how much do you charge again? Do you have all the brochures? What's your blood type? So don't ask for referral, ask for introduction. Okay. And the next one is email marketing. We talked about that too. Just send out the email newsletter. All right. So that's active marketing. Passive marketing is your website, magazine ads, newspaper, benches, And then you have PM, obviously. And then you have social media. Social media is active and passive. That's why it's so powerful. Okay. You have active marketing, which is happening right now, and passive marketing is happening later. So if you're in Vegas, well, then maybe it just stays in Vegas. If it's in Miami, it never happened. That's what Pitbull says. Okay. But in general, if you post something on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, or your website is active, and then it becomes passive later. It stays there for the event that we talked about, the office hour event. It's active right now because it's happening. It's happening soon. And then it happens. After, it stays there 2 years later. All right. But this is very important. You do all these activities. Why? What's your clear call to action? Why are people, what do you tell people to do? So you have to be consistent and you have to tell people what to do. You need to tell people when you cold call them that you want to have another phone call with them. When you do direct mail, you say call, events, call, strategic partner, call. You tell people to schedule a call, or if you're a restaurant, you tell people to make a reservation. If you're whatever it is, you tell people to either come into the business or schedule a call. But if you don't tell them consistently across everything to do that, they're not going to. So the number one mistake that every single person does is on their website, they only have a contact form and it's only on the contact page. And I go, well, why isn't your phone number all over your website? Why? Well, why not? And they go, well, I don't really want people to call me. What do you mean you don't want people to call? Well, they bother me. I just want to fill out the contact form. Okay, well, okay. So, then I start I go through, I'll tell you. And then they go, oh, well, I guess I could put the phone number on a little bit. Okay. But no, you need to actually literally on your homepage, above the contact form on the contact thing, say, call us right now at this number and put the number again. David, it's over there hidden in the corner. No, you need to literally put it right here. Call me at, or call us at, put the number. Okay. And then, and we can help it. And because we'll give you a free consultation because of this, or because of that. Why call me? Okay. Then on the contact form, above the contact form, like right there, hey, dum-dum, fill out this contact form that I will probably not get back to you on, or call me right now at this number. Okay. Because the order of things is this. You ready? Someone's really serious and they really want to either kill you or work with you. If they show up to your house, okay, that's the number one thing. You're like, okay, that's not okay. Number two, they just show up to your office. You're like, happened to me once. Like my office, I have a nice office stuff, but one day he just like, I want to meet with you right now. Like, whoa, okay, kind of creepy. So show up to your house, show up to your office. The third thing they do is they call you. The fourth thing they do is they schedule a call. I can walk through. There's Calendly, there's PC, there's different tools you can use to schedule a call. So show up to your house, show up to your office, call. Schedule a call, email you, fill out contact form. Do you see how low down contact form is? And you're all, no, just fill out the contact form. Now, also, here's the other thing. Did you know the research says that 80% of psychologists do not respond to contact forms? So you're like, I need help me, please. And 80% of psychologists don't respond. There's like, they read it and they're like, I got too many clients already. Or wow, that was a lot. I can't deal with that. I actually have a PhD in clinical psychology. I got trained in psychologist. But so he's like, 80% of psychologists don't respond to contact forms. So it's like, wait a second. Here's the other thing. Someone goes, David, you have a problem. I do. I say, yeah, you got to get help. So all right. Well, and then you come back. You know what I did? I filled out the contact form on this website. They're like, David, they're not going to get back to you. That doesn't count. You got to go back at it. You need help. So it's like versus I called them. I left a voicemail. They're like, no, it doesn't count. They might not get back to you. Versus I went to their website and I used the schedule a call button and I put it on my calendar, put it on their calendar. I got an appointment scheduled. Good job, David. You see? So calling and getting you. Next is schedule a call. Those are the two critical things. And if someone calls or schedules a call with you, they're serious. If they fill out the contact form, who knows? All right. So you need to say all over your website. You need to say on your LinkedIn profile in the about section on LinkedIn, schedule a call me. Call me right now. Here's my number. David, why would I put my number on LinkedIn? I don't want random people calling me. What are you talking about? Put your number there and say, if you want to work with me, call me. But David, then you set up a free Google Voice number. Okay. So that's that kind of stuff. All right. So now you get a call. Then based on the call, you decide if you want to work with them or not. All right. But why are they going to call you? It's not on that slide, is it? So anyway, let me go here. Let me see. I covered that. Okay. So what I'm going to do, any questions about anything before I move on? Anything at all? Because that was a I think Greg there had some challenging questions for me, which I was trying to answer. But anyone have any easy or hard questions? So far, am I doing okay? If you do an appraisal of my talk, is it go? Okay. Let's see. Will you be sending? Yes. Kenny, 100% you'll get a copy of the presentation the whole thing. It's got 80 slides in this, whether I cover the whole thing or not. You're gonna get all the whole thing. You'll be able to look through and go, wow, there's a lot in here. I know, but we have a lot of time, and I want to make sure that we don't run out of things to talk about. And I have lots of concepts and ideas. And if you guys are like, yeah, these are good, great. If you're like, David, this idea is horrible, then I'll just keep going. I'll skip. Yes, Kenny, you'll get a copy of the recording. You will get a copy of the presentation too. And there you go. All right. So, and I talk fast. I cover a lot of ideas. If you want to call me up, I'll talk even faster, and I can do that too. All right. So, this here is about social media and your online presence. I wrote a book called The Online Business Growth Strategies. If you email me, I'll send you a free PDF of the book. No problem. I'll just it's on Amazon, but I'm more happy to send you. I also wrote my book called The Event Effect. It's on Amazon. If you want a free PDF of that too, I'll send it to you. It's all how to do events and how to use events to grow your brand. And it talks about how to do events, whether online or in person. So if you want a PDF of any of these books, just email me. If you want to buy it on Amazon, you can too. But email me. I'll send you a free PDF. Okay. Then let's see. So there's basically what happened was, just like you guys, I don't like numbers as much, you guys, but I realized that people like numbers, So what happened was I was going door to door in the marina in San Francisco and trying to sell people to hire me for consulting and how to grow their business and how to grow their online presence and stuff like that. And so what happened was they all kicked me out. They all told me, this is stupid. This is annoying. Don't talk to me anymore. Go away. Social media is annoying, So it took me 2 years, but I came with this idea of scoring the entire street. It was in the marina in San Francisco. Not the marina where the boats are, but the marina, like Union Street. Okay. So I said, I want to, so I went back and I scored. I put together an Excel spreadsheet. I went 1 through 9. Does the business have a website? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Does it have this on the website? Yes. Okay. Well, then it gets 0 out of 100. It gets 80 out of 100. Does the business have a website? No. Well, then it's a 0. And I 100%, this is true. No website, no business. But David, I've been in business 10 years. No, you haven't. You don't have a website. You don't have a business. If you do not have a website, you don't have a business. Why? Because how many people a day ask you, oh yeah, so what's your website? Well, I don't really have one. I'm working on it. I have a LinkedIn. It's like, no, what is your website? And then you go to Google. Google says, what's your website? Yelp says, what's your website? Everybody, what's your website? Well, you need to have at least a 1-page website, 1 page. And it has your picture. And it says who you are, what you do. And we already covered this, your freaking phone number all over it. Okay. So picture, website, paragraph, and your phone number all over it. And 1 page. And you can do that right now on Wix or Squarespace in like 2 seconds. Okay. So I went through and I scored every business across these 9 areas, 0 to 100, 0 to 100, 0. I came with a FICO credit score. Basically, the average score is 385, which is an F out of 900. Okay. And I went down the street and I went, oh, I scored your business. I scored the whole street. And they're like, what? Most people could care less about their own score. They're like, I know I suck, but let me see. And they wanted to see the Excel spreadsheet of the whole street. And they're like, why are they better? I said, well, because they have YouTube videos. They have this, they have that. They're like, and I go, and they have more attractive looking customers and they have more money than you. And they smile more than you do. And they're like, they do. You're right, David. So everybody started hiring me, even the people that smile more. You know why? Because they're like, oh boy, everybody's going to catch up to me if they know these things. So everybody hired me. And then what I did was I worked with them, let's say 90 days, and then we rescore them. And I could show them that their score went from this to this. They loved it. Okay. So I wrote a whole book on that. And in the book, there's checklists and you can score yourself. And basically everyone on here is going to get an F. And then you go, oh my gosh. And then you can do things to improve it and get up to, a C or maybe. So, but it walks you through. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do. Oh, so you need the website, whether it's Squarespace, WordPress, Wix, set one up, make it 1 page. I was yelling at this lady the other day. I was so mad. Make a 1-page website. She's like, okay. And she got like 30 days like, David, so I wanted to ask you a question. So I've been working on the 6 pages that are going to be on my site. And I'm thinking about this and this and this. And I'm going to get a photographer to come in and maybe I need a video. And then I was thinking I could do like my calendar of events. And okay, do you have your 1-page website yet? She's like, no. Okay. But I wanted to know before I need to map out the whole strategy before I do. You need to make, but don't I need to hire someone? Just go to Squarespace and for free, or $15 a month, whatever you want, or Wix, Squarespace. Literally right now, I could build one right this second in 5 minutes or less. Okay, just go there, put in, click, click, click. There's a template. Take out the picture of the other person, put your picture. There's a paragraph, change it, put your phone number, done. Okay, and there's an ad on the bottom, buy Squarespace. Who cares? That's a one-page website. Yeah, but David, I need to, I'm trying to, it'll never happen. It'll never get done if you're doing that. You got to do the one page, and you can always add more later, All right. So, all right. So, clear content, tell your story. We already covered what's on there. All right. So next one. So that's number one. Do you have a website? Yes or no? No, David. Well, then that's a 0 to 100 already. Yes, I have a website. Does it have my phone number? Like I just said, everywhere. No. Does it have a paragraph that says who you are, what you do? In the paragraph, does it actually say the things that people Google? No, David. It says that we provide the highest level of customer service, and all our customers are happy, and that we're the best at what we do. And when it comes to what we do, everybody loves us. Here's a lady that says, oh, David's great. You didn't say appraiser. You didn't say marine. You didn't say San Francisco. You didn't say California. You didn't say real estate. You didn't. Why would, if I went to Google, put real estate appraiser, and you don't say real estate appraiser on your website, why would you show up? And then on top of that, if you don't say, this thing, that thing, all these different things, why would you show up? Okay. So you need to actually say what you do. So you have the paragraph. Do you remember when Dana introduced me? David Mitroff, Piedmont Advocate Consulting. They specialize in creating brand awareness, strengthening customer loyalty, and generating new opportunities. So customer loyalty, brand awareness, customer loyalty, lead generation. Okay. And so those are the three things. And then I say, are you looking for customer loyalty programs? Are you looking for lead generation things? You're looking for that. So and then I talk in wherever, and some of our clients include, appraisers, law firms, construction companies, real estate companies, stuff like that. Okay. All right. Oh, my bad. So online directories is, are you on Google for free? If you're like, I don't know how to do it, just Google, get my business on Google. And Google will have an ad because they don't pay for it. Google, get my business on Google. There'll be an ad, and then just click the ad from Google, and Google will walk you through. And if Google asks for your blood type, give it to them. Okay, because Google's Google. Now, if Microsoft asks you, that's a different story. But if Google asks for a blood type, just give them everything, right? So, why not? And then you'll show up. All right. Guess what? Google's going to ask you, what's your website? But they're going to say, what's your paragraph? And you put the same paragraph that's on your website on there. Really, David? Yeah, the same. Oh, don't I change it? No, because it's got, if you say the same thing over and over and over and over, yes, I have hair. Yes, I have hair. Yes, I have hair. Some people actually believe I have hair. I know it's crazy, but you don't believe that. But the amount of stuff people believe right now is pretty crazy. Okay. All right. So you just say it over and over and over, and people are like, I heard a rumor that David had hair. He might actually, he just chooses to be bald because that's his choice. Okay. All right. So then you move to rich media, which is like, I'll go through, there's more stuff, but basically do you have YouTube videos? Do you have pictures on your website? Did you know, this is totally true, your website will get 50% more traffic if you have a video of more than several videos, but just start easy. If you have a video on your website, you get 50% more traffic. No joke. You know why? Because you have that paragraph on your website that says, this is who I am, this is what I do. You literally read that paragraph. This is who I am, this is what I do, and put that on YouTube, and then take that YouTube video and put it on the homepage of your website. Now what happens, you have Google owns YouTube, and they both are saying, wait, this video says that, the website says this, the Google listing says this, they said that. Okay, well, then it must be that David has hair. Like, okay, everyone said that. And then what happened? They all point to each other. And then, so because of that, Google's going to send more traffic to your website because the video is over there and it says that, because in the description of the video, there's the video, and then in the description of the video and the transcript of the video, you put the same paragraph. They go, oh, well, then, okay. And they send people to your website more. Now, people are on your website. Okay. More of them because Google's sending more people. They on your website and they see a video. What do people do when they see video? They stop and they freeze and they drool. That's what they did. Just stop. Oh, I don't know. I went to the wrong website, but oh, there's a video. And they watch the video. And guess what the video says? It says the same thing that you just said. And they're like, oh, that's what they do. Because apparently no one reads anymore. Okay. You guys probably know this because in your appraisal things, you put probably like in my dissertation for my PhD, I put like Mickey Mouse in there and no one noticed. I was like, did anyone really read this? I mean, do you guys get bored sometimes when you're doing appraisers and you think it's a Simpsons episode and like weave some weird stuff in there and no one says anything and you're like, so anyway, not even the judge noticed. So cool. All right. So what happens is you say the same thing. Now, guess what? People watch the video, and because they go watch the video, they stay on your website longer. So what happens is Google sends more traffic because there's video and text related, number one. Number two, people that go to your website, whether it's the right place or not, they go, huh, and they watch the video, so they stay longer. And because people stay longer, they send more people, okay? And more people are actually gonna go, oh, I guess I should call this person or schedule an appointment with this person. Because in the video, you literally say, schedule a free call, okay? So they're like, oh, they want me to call, not fill out a contact form. All right. So Cynthia said, brilliant idea, video on website. I'm working on YouTube video right now. Are you recording me and putting me on there? If you put me on your website, you'll get famous probably. On appraising Asian art. My website, cynthiashaver.com. I went to, side note real quick, the Asian Art Museum in San Francisco has this lab thing. I went to it. Awesome. You can like draw a fish or draw a shark or whatever, and you go into the exhibit and the fish that you drew is in the exhibit in the other room. And it's beautiful. I went to the Van Gogh thing. It's okay, but the one at Asian Art Museum, amazing. I'm also going to, isn't there another one coming up? My mom and I go to all these together. My mom buys tickets for all these things. We go together. There's another one, I went to the Banksy but there's this other one, it's an interactive one too. It's not Vincent Van Gogh. It's some other Picasso, or I don't know who it is, but we're going to that. All right. But yes, the Asian Art Museum is cool. So video. We talked about that. Oh, by the way, in videos, you can also do a summary of your business. You can do this is how I do this or whatever. Okay. Event promotion. Well, we talked about events. Event is one of the key areas. I got it late. Can I watch the video later? Yes, Kevin, you can watch the video later and you may or may not be entertained. And you'll get a copy of the presentation, and you can always email me if you want a free PDF copy of one of my books or both my books. You don't even know what they're about, but you probably want them unless you buy them on Amazon, but still, okay. So events, remember we talked about events? Do you put an event on your website? Do you put an event on Eventbrite? Do you put event stuff? All right, so let's see, let me go through this. This deck is a little weird, but that's okay because you're going, but David, I'm trying to do math and which number are we on? It's because I have another deck that has numbers. This one doesn't have numbers for some reason. Let's see. So Dana said, Society of Accredited Marine Surveyors is marinesurveyor.org. The National Association of Marine Surveyors is namglobal.org. All right. NAMS, NAMS, yeah, global. Okay. So industry specific. So Dana actually did a good job right there. So if you are a member of those associations, you will be on their website. And on their website, they will say, what's your website? And you go, I don't have one. Well, that's pointless. What you want is what your website, about those websites, they link back to you. So if those sites are linking to you, those sites are worth a lot of power because they're specifically industry related. So you want to be on like the green California lead platinum, blah, 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 blah site as one of the, and you put your name, you link back to your website, you're going to get more traffic. You want to be on like government sites. You want to be on sites that there's certain types of industry sites that will lead back to your website, give you a lot of traffic. Okay. So now let me skip this real quick. All right. So this is the concept I was talking about to myself earlier, I think. I was talking to Dana about this. I can't remember, to be honest. So there's busy and full, because at this point, somewhere around here is where people go, David, you're scaring me because I can't do all these things and I'm overwhelmed and I'm lost and confused. The only reason I'm staying here is because I need credit. Okay. I give up. So, but just make a one-page website. Well, I will just send out the email newsletter about nothing. Just host an office hours where no one comes. I mean, what is he talking about? It's like, so it's like busy versus full. So what you want to think about is this. What are the activities that you're doing over and over and over and over and over that someone else could do? But David, I'm the only person who can do it. You know, there's sites like Fiverr, Fiverr.com. I can put in the chat. Fiverr.com. There it is. Really? Fiverr.com. There's also Upwork. There's also, you know, like if you have employees or whatever it is, you know, why are you doing, if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over, 30 minutes a day or every week, 3 hours, if you can have someone else do it, like my books, when I write a book, I have employees and I know I've done it before. I can format the book. It's going to take me 3 days to figure the thing out. Or I can go on Fiverr, Fiverr.com. I can pay someone $50, $50. And all they do is just format books all day long for Amazon or whatever. And I pay them $50 and it's done. Like, why? But David, I could save $50 and do it myself. No, you losing hundreds of dollars. Okay. And you're driving yourself crazy. And it's probably not, you're going to spend hours doing it and then upload to Amazon. Amazon will be like, no, it doesn't work. So it's better to pay someone $50 because you can use that time to do something else. So busy, when people say, oh, you must be busy, stop them. I'm not busy. I'm full. And they go, really? Yeah. I say, busy means I'm responding to emails. I'm running around circles. I'm reacting to things. Full means that I'm doing the right activities. I'm being proactive and I'm taking the time to talk to you right now. That's why I'm doing my 3 strategic partner lunch meetings a month. Okay. Because I'm being proactive and making sure that I do the activities that are going to grow my business. And I carve out time to think. Okay. And I carve out time to enjoy life. All right. So busy versus full. So relationships, when it comes to those top 20 lists or strategic partner list, find people you like. Don't find people you don't like. But David, this person is very powerful. They work at this. It doesn't matter. They're going to introduce you to other people that you're not going to like. Okay. I mean, like I always at networking events in particular, I don't go up to people and say, what do you do? I say, well, I have a kind of a thing that I go through. I say, well, what? Oh, so nice to meet you. Where do you live? And maybe 1 out of 200 said, none of your freaking business. I said, oh, okay, well, then, you know, whatever. But most people say, oh, so where do you live? And they go, oh, I live in this city. Oh, really? My favorite restaurant is blah, blah, blah in that city. Or, oh, do you know a good place to eat? I like this kind of food. Is there a good place? I've been to every state except for Alaska. I say, oh, yeah, I went there once. I did it. Oh, I like this, that, something like that. And if they say to me, David, I don't really know any restaurants or I don't like to eat. Well, then I'm not interested in them anymore. If you don't like to eat, we're not going to get along. I just know this. Okay. So number 1 is, where do you live? And they're like, I'm not telling you. Okay. Well, okay. Number 2 is, oh, there's this restaurant over there. They're like, yeah, I've been there. It's cool. Or we talk about food. Okay, cool. Now we're talking about food. And we actually talk about food for a minute. We're, oh, cool. I tell them, oh, go to this restaurant. They write it down or something. Oh, cool. Great. Then what do you do? Okay. Because if they are like, I'm not telling you where I live, I'm like, okay, well, it's not a very social person. They're kind of paranoid. Number 2, if they don't like to eat, we're not going to get along because how am I supposed to ask them out to lunch sometime if they don't want to eat? And then number 3 is then I get to, well, what do you do? Because we've already established, oh, they're a nice person. And they say, oh, I work here. I do that. Oh, cool. That's nice. And they go, oh, I do real estate. Oh, really? And start selling them. No, you don't sell. You just go, oh, that's cool. And then you know, that's my strategy. Why? Because if somebody says, I say, what do you do? And they say, oh, I work at company A. Oh my God, company A is amazing. Can you introduce me to people at company A? I want to work at company A. Can you get me a job at company A? And they're like, yeah, sure. Then they start introducing you to people at company A. You even get a job at company A in this guy's area. You're like, I'm so happy I'm working at company A. The problem is they're all jerks because that you didn't clarify up front if that person's a nice person. And you didn't clarify up front if you like that person. And because you didn't do that, they introduce you to a whole bunch of other people that are not nice. So find people you like, number 1. Number 2, even if they can't personally help you, you introduce them to other people. And they introduce you to other people because you're not asking for referrals anymore. You're asking for introductions, right? So you meet them, they're nice. And you say, you know, you're really nice. I like you. You know, you must know a lot of people. Yeah, I know a lot of people. Who I'm looking for are people that drive Teslas. So if you know anyone that drives a Tesla and you can introduce them to me, that'd be awesome. You know, my best friend, Sally, she drives a Tesla. I'll introduce you to her. Great. And then, well, what do I say? Just David likes talking to people who drive Teslas because a lot of people that he works with drive Teslas. Okay, cool. There you go. People that like you, they're going to help you more and you're going to help them. All right. So invest your time in people you would like to work with and be around. That's the whole point. Okay. All right. So update your, okay, we cover this. What does this say? This says supporting another's success will never dampen yours. I know it feels like it sometimes. It's like when someone else is very successful, doesn't go, God, but no, it helps supporting them. It helps everybody. All right, so we covered that. Okay, so a 12-month marketing calendar. So remember, everything we talked about can go on this calendar. Everything. So what you do is you put your mom's birthday, because trust me, you put your mom's birthday on this calendar and you make sure that it's highlighted. Okay. Then after that, then you start putting national holidays and events and things like that and map them out. Okay. Now you got, it's, Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever. You have all the different holidays. And then you have the conferences. So when is the big ASA event? When is the big this? When is big? And put those on there, industry ones. Why? Because before those conferences, you're probably going to want to email people and say, hey, are you going to be there? I look forward to seeing you there. Okay. So you map that stuff out. If you, let's say, then you map out trends for your industry. So for example, do people buy and sell houses in December? No. Do people go to the gym? No, they go to the gym in January, February, and then they give up. Okay. Do people, so based on your industry, based on the boat season, when is the big boat shows? When are people buying and selling a whole bunch of boats? During Christmas? No. So you map it out and right here and right here are the big times of my business. Or tax season. When is taxes? And you map that out and okay, this is the time of the year we're going to remind people about this. Or this time of the year we're going to focus on this in my business. Or this time of the year I'm going to send out this email newsletter. Or the office hour events we talked about. I'm going to do an office hours right here on preparing your children to go back to school. Or I'm going to do an event right here on real estate, because I know right after this is when all the real estate agents are going to be super busy. And I do it right before that, or I'm going to do it, so you map it out. Cynthia said, wonderful seminar. I must leave. Well, thank you very much. We will send you a copy of everything. And I'm glad that it's wonderful. Okay. All right. So then anyway, so you map out the whole thing. And now you have a 12-month calendar that literally tells you what to do. It tells you when the holidays are, when your mom's birthday is. It tells you, what the seasonality of your industry and events, when you want to do specific workshops or office hours or things that you want to do, what your email newsletter is going to be about. If you map this out, it doesn't matter if there's a virus or not. Things don't change that much. November, you're thankful. December, you're happy for the holidays. January, you're excited about the new year. I don't care if the world is exploding. You could set your email newsletter for the next 10 years, okay, to automatically go out for the next 10 years. November, you're thankful. December, you're happy. And January, you're excited. And put a picture of you being happy, or thankful, happy, and excited. And just say, I'm happy, thankful, excited. Send it out, okay? Or I put it in the wrong, whatever. And you're done. So guess what that means? Wait, David, so I'm going to say the same thing year after year. Yes, of course you are. That's what we all do. So next thing you know, it's like, oh, this is not that overwhelming. I know it's not that overwhelming. You just say the same thing every year. Now, some people do get confused. So I tell them, go to the back at Target. If you go to the back at Target, and there's a section that's half off, that's the thing you were supposed to have been talking about. It's too late. But the thing at the front of Target, right when you come in the door, that's the thing that's like, oh yeah, okay. Now, if you're like, but you need to get ahead. So you go to Michael's, the arts and crafts store type place, go to Michael's. And then they're going to have a section like right now, they're going to have a section on like how to make, your own hearts. Okay. And pretty soon they're going to have how to make your own Irish coffee or something. So they're always 3 months ahead. Okay. So you're like, what am I supposed to be thinking about right now to grow my business? Go to Michael's Arts and Crafts. And if you're scared of the virus still, you don't even have to go in. You can drive by when the elevator, when those doors open, right? What's in the front that they're like, oh, that's what you need to be talking about, because that's going to happen 3 months from now. All right. So any questions about the 12-month calendar, shopping at Target or shopping at Michael's, or how to get discounts at those stores? All right. Do not ever pay full price at Michael's. Do not. I don't know why anyone does. There's coupons everywhere. Okay. So in the business, on the business. So when I talked about busy versus full, now there's in versus on. In is I'm doing day-to-day tasks. On is actually growing the business. The problem is a lot of people, a lot of people, especially lawyers, appraisers, accountants, engineers, believe that they're growing their business when they're actually doing in the business stuff. Okay. So what I mean by that is, David, I wrote 10 blog articles and I put them on my website. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's growing your business, but really that's kind of, no, on the business is those 3 lunch meetings I talked about. But do I really have to do those? Yeah, I mean, like on the business is thinking about like, okay, I'm doing this, type. I'm working on a research project, or I'm working on an appraisal project, or I'm a lawyer. I'm doing a case thing. That's why you have associates. That's why you have other paralegals. That's why you have other people. They're supposed to be doing more of the in the business stuff. You're supposed to be checking it, and you're supposed to be doing more of the on the business development, networking, meeting people, facilitating client relationships. The other thing I'd give you is there's 2 types of meetings. There's strategy meetings and there's status update meetings. So a strategy meeting is we're going over what's the strategy for the case, what's the strategy for the thing, what's the strategy for how we're going to approach this appraisal project, how we're going to work and we'll talk to the client. That's a strategy meeting. Status update is, oh, so far we did this, we did this, we did this. We need still this from you. Do you need to run both those meetings? Well, yeah, David, it's my company. My name's everywhere. But do you have an employer too? Yeah, I got some junior appraisers I'm training, or they're going through the certification process with ASA and Okay, why don't they do the status update meeting? No, I do it. Why not? Why don't they do it? Because they'll get practice at running a meeting, and they're not doing strategy. All they're doing is, we did this, we did this, we did this, we sent it to you. We still need this and this and this from you. So they're learning how to run meetings, and you're not doing, and then guess what? You might not have to go to that meeting, and you might become more valuable. Okay. You might become more valuable because guess what? Oh, David doesn't come to this meeting because this is just a status update meeting. Of course, David doesn't come to this. It's just status update. David only comes to the meeting when we need his strategy. Oh yeah. Cause he's a business growth strategist. He's not a project, homework double checker. Okay. So you have strategy meetings, status update meeting. So if you have people that work for you, or even if you don't, if you clarify with the client, we're going to do a status update meeting. They're going to, in their mind, it's a very short meeting. Okay. It's very, this is done. And you can email them the agenda beforehand. Versus a strategy meeting, we're going to talk about this. Is it? Oh, wow. David's more valuable. See? All right. So in your contracts, if you do that, you can actually make more money, be more efficient, because if not, you're doing strategy. Okay. We'll go to LinkedIn. All right. So I would say, okay, any questions about anything? Meaning of life. Is this helpful? Are we learning anything? Is Dana happy? Okay. Any questions about anything? Anyone want me to go back and rewind and cover anything? I have lots of stuff here. Am I entertaining?
I think you're doing great, David.
All right. Thank you very much. We still have 25 people here, even though Cynthia said she was leaving. So, but so somebody, whatever, but we're doing all right, I think. All right. But if I drink, okay, if I drink water, don't leave. Okay. They're still here. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to talk about LinkedIn because for your industry, you're all professionals. Trevor said great information, lots to consider. All right, Trevor, I understand how you are. See, great information is perfect. The lots to consider tells me on the DISC profile, there's the DISC. Have you guys, there's the DISC, there's the Colby, there's the Myers-Briggs. If you take those assessments, that tells me that like a C, okay? There's different categories, right? I'm a D, okay, dominant, okay? C, you take time to consider all the facts and all the information. You gather the information, and based on the information, you make it a well-informed decision, okay? So that's why you're appraisers, okay? We need you to do that, okay? So that's what you want. That's what the majority of you on the DISC profile are going to be a C, and that's totally fine. It's good that you're a C. If you were me, do you really think, oh yeah, David, he's capable of sitting down and crunching numbers? No, I mean, I know my business numbers at a high level, but that's why I'm a bookkeeper and all that stuff. All right. So LinkedIn for professionals is awesome. And, you know, whatever. Okay. So LinkedIn for professionals. So LinkedIn, all of you need to have a free LinkedIn. You don't need to pay, but you all need to have a free LinkedIn. On your LinkedIn, in the very top, it has your name, you know, David Mitroff. Then it has your title. And a lot of you say something like intern at Apple. Yeah, that's true. You're an intern at Apple. But guess what? You need to add some texture. So if by adding texture, more people connect with you, and you're making it so much easier for these people that don't know how to read to figure out who you are, because they're not about to read the whole thing. They're just going to look right there, picture and what's below the picture. So you want to say something like appraisal professional or yacht appraiser, whatever. Let me go back up here. What does it say? Where was it? I'm getting there. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff. Okay. Ben Brown, Long Bay Marine LLC, small craft and yacht pre-purchase and conditioning and value surveying. I don't know if on Ben's, I can pull up his LinkedIn. Ben Brown on his LinkedIn might say founder, Long Bay Marina, or principal, or appraiser, or owner, CEO, whatever, at Long Bay Marine LLC. I keep saying Marina, Long Bay Marine. Okay. So what he can do is you can still have that, you know, founder, Bay Marine, comma, small craft and yacht pre-purchase and condition, you know, like, see what I'm saying? Oh, that's what he does. It's like, because people, you know, come on. So a small craft and yacht pre-purchase surveying or appraisers or whatever. And you put it, oh, you're going to get way more people connecting with you. Also, what you're going to do is on LinkedIn, when you start reaching out to connect with people, they're going to be able, oh, picture, Ben looks nice. Oh, that's cool. He does that. Oh, that makes sense. And connect with you. So easier. So change this to add something. Now I did my last TED talk. I did, okay. So I did a TEDx talk or TED talk 3 years ago in North Carolina. I flew out there and did a talk. And my talk was, it takes 3 years to become an expert. And there's a whole theory about why that is. And that was my TED talk. And it's quite good. It's 13 minutes. I encourage you to watch it. So that TED talk about 3 years ago, which by the way, I just told you it takes you about 3 years to become an expert, correct? Okay. About 2 weeks ago, Purdue University, oh, good job, Ben. So Purdue, we'll get to something that you're not on top of. You'll see in a second. But Purdue University called me about 2 weeks ago and said, David, we saw your other TED talk and you're really good and funny. We want you to come we want you to speak at Purdue in Indiana in like 45 days or something. Can you do a TED talk kind of like the one you did, but we want you to focus on some other stuff? And I said, yeah. So I'm going to do a talk on the mindset of a leader. Okay. And the mindset of a leader is, I believe it takes 3 years to become an expert. That's what I said in the last one. But I believe it takes 90 days to change your mindset, to allow you to become an expert, because you can't become an expert unless you decide that you want to become one. And so I believe it takes 90 days to change that. And I believe it takes 90 days to go from busy to full. I believe it takes 90 days to go from in the business to on the business. I believe it takes 90 days to do. Now, when I say 90 days, Dana's like, 90 days, that doesn't sound that long. You know why? Because I didn't say 3 months. If I'd said 3 months, oh, David, 3 months, that's too long. That's just, I don't know. I could barely, I don't know. I mean, it's only February 3rd. I think I'm going to give up going to the gym. I know I said I go to the gym this whole year, every day, but you know, it's like, so it is crazy. So in your work, in consulting in particular, I've done a lot of experience on this. If I tell a client that we're going to work together for 30 days, tell a client we're going to work together for 3 months on this project, they're like, geez, that's a long time. I need it done sooner. If I tell the exact same thing and I say the exact same way, I just swap out 3 months for 90 days, I get no pushback. It's the craziest thing. It happens to me all the time. I say, oh, so this is what I do. I use both of them all in the same sentence. So the way, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Client. So I really look forward to us working together. Just keep in mind that, during the first 90 days, we're gonna be doing this to grow your business. And we're gonna make an impact in the first 90 days. They're like, cool. They say, but David, are you sure that this, and this is gonna get done? And I said, we have 3 months to get it done. And so just, it's like, so if it's in your favor, say 90 days. If it's not in your favor, say 3 months. It's just totally crazy. And people also, and they psychologically feel it and hear it, but they don't actually hear it intellectually. It's crazy. All right. So someone has a question, and what are they saying? Was I supposed to say this talk is 120 minutes or 2 hours? No. Let's see. What did the person say? Where'd it go? Where is? Oh, it's right here. Robert says, regarding LinkedIn, I am receiving more than a few requests from people that I've never met. That is probably true. Let's see. I think to do so would be very dangerous and simply do not respond to their invitation. What would you do? What would David do? Yeah, there's bracelets that people wear that said, what would David do? Okay, so so let's see. So I will talk specifically about that in 2 seconds or 50 seconds. So basically you have your picture, you have your title, then you have the about, okay? And the about section says who you are. And guess what I do in the very first sentence? I put an email, I put my phone number. Because if people can take the time to go find me, then I say what I'm looking for. And I tell in the first sentence, board member roles, keynote talks, and private jet rides. Okay. I used to have yacht rides until I got hired by the largest yacht dealer in Northern California. Now, this is where it answers your question. How did I get hired by the largest yacht dealer in Northern California? Because I went on LinkedIn and I put instead of the G6, it's up here, right there. By the way, next time we do this, can we invite the airplane appraisal people? Because I need to get on a private jet. Can we invite those people, please? Is anyone on here appraised private jets? Because I need to get on private jet. This is you will complete my story, because these stories take about 2 to 3 years for me to do. And I'm at about 1.5 years now, I think, with the private jet. So I would like to make, so the way it works is, to answer your question, is instead of the private jet, I had a yacht there. Okay. A big, huge yacht. And then in this thing here, I said I wanted more consulting clients and keynote talks, because I love doing talks like this. So if there's groups or associations think I can talk to, let me know, please. And I wanted to get on yachts. Okay. So that's what I had. And guess what happened? Then I take this on LinkedIn, on my phone or on the computer. I start connecting with people that I don't know. Okay. That are yacht brokers, yacht dealers, yacht captains, the yacht manufacturers, the CEO of, Beneteau in France. I just connect. I don't send them a message. I just connect like that. Okay. Guess what happens? Over the course of, I did it. I do it, and I sent to 100 people. Connect. I have 100, maybe 20. It depends on your profile. I have a nice picture. I don't have hair, but and I have so maybe 25 out of 100 accept. I don't know these people. They don't know me, but they accept. I don't say buy my stuff. They don't say buy my stuff. They just connect with me. Okay. And you're like, Ben, they're like, why? Or whatever. It's like, no. It wasn't Ben. It was someone else. But why? I said, it's okay, because guess what happens now? Now I go and do it again. 100 out of 100, more of them are going to accept me, because they're going to say, oh, David's connected to the CEO of Beneteau in France. What? So they start connecting with me. Next thing you know, I get 50 out of 100 connected. Then I do it again, and more people and more people. And so next thing you know, I end up with like 300, maybe even 500 people that are in and I can sort by the San Francisco Bay Area too, right? So San Francisco Bay Area, yacht brokers, yacht dealers, yacht appraisers, yacht this, yacht that, private boats, private charter captains, or about 500 of them. They're all connected to me on LinkedIn. And all of them see my background as a big yacht. And all of them see, they don't, and then some of them maybe look, who is this person? They look at the first sentence, seeking private jet, this one says private jet rides. The other one said the yacht rides, what's up with that? So it took, no joke. This is not a direct strategy. I can tell you how to use LinkedIn to like grow your business in a second, like directly right now. But this is a longer term strategy. 3 years later, 2.5, 3 years later, the largest yacht dealer in Northern California, she was on LinkedIn and she said, oh, you're connected to freaking everybody I know. And she looked, oh, you do marketing stuff and you business growth strategist. You can grow it. And you have a yacht in the background. You connect with all these yacht people. You must know how to sell more yachts. She called me. She hired me. She paid me for 2 years. And I got to go on all 60 of her yachts all the time. I said to her, can you make me a captain? Because if I'm going to help you sell these things, oh yeah, sure. They will teach you how to. I was out there. And then she said, and then I said, can I bring a rapper on the boat? She said, why? I said, because I want to be on the boat with T-Pain. He sings a song. I'm on a boat. I'd like to be on a boat with it. Yeah, if you get T-Pain, sure, bring him out. So I didn't get T-Pain, but I got these other rappers and we went on the yachts together. It was fun. So it's like, I did that for 2-3 years. And then I can call her right now. Hey, I want to go. Okay, sure. She loves me. I made her so much money. You know how I made her money? The biggest way, I mean, there's lots of ways, but the biggest way I made her money was what I'm trying to tell you guys at networking events too, is all her salespeople. They all want to, the boat had the yacht, it's this big, it has this big an engine, it does this, it does that, it does this, does that. Oh, they want talk for hours about all these little things the boat does. I said, stop that. They, what do you mean stop it? Don't say any of that. And if someone asks you, you can answer, oh yeah, it goes da, 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 da. Stop. Oh yeah, you can press this button, it goes in reverse. Stop. It's self-park, stop. Okay. If they ask you, how does the self-park feature work? You say, this little knob right here, you press the button, I can send you a video to it if you want to see it. It's really cool. Stop. Then you need to talk about the boating lifestyle. They're not buying the boat to be a buy a boat. Unless they ask you a lot of questions. Most people are buying a boat because they want the boating lifestyle. Okay? That's why they're buying it. If they just wanted to go from A to B, they would buy a cheap boat. They're like, so don't talk. So if I hear any of you talking too much about you, and then I gave them a list of things to talk about. Isn't it cool that we can sail the boat to the Giant Stadium? Isn't it cool we can go to Lamar and park at Lamar Restaurant in San Francisco? What I like doing is I go to Angel Island, park there, walk around for the day. Oh, isn't it, my family, we come out. Sometimes we don't even sail. We just sit out and have lunch. It's so nice. Talk about that. Talk about the, the yacht clubs and different things you can join. And it's really fun. They sold 5 times the amount of boats they normally sell at the boat show. 5 times. And I had to walk around. I had the piece of paper. And if I walked around, they got scared. All the salespeople, I walk by and they're like, yeah, it has 2 thingamajigger thing, and it's this tall. And I'm like, and they go, oh, so anyways, you know what I like to do is I like to go to Giant Stadium. So no joke, 5 times more boats. Okay. So anyways, the point of that is by connecting with people that you don't know, it's going to lead to opportunities. Do you want me to tell one more story about that? I can. And then I'll move on to how you can do, well, here. The way that you can use LinkedIn to grow your business today, right now, is your top 20 list. Remember the top 20 list? People that refer you business, introduce you to people, okay? People refer you business, right? Those top 20 lists. You have your top 20 list. You have first name, last name, email, phone number, LinkedIn profile, last date of contact. And so those top 20 people, I guarantee everybody on here, including Ben, you are not connected on LinkedIn with all the people on your top 20 list. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's true. One of my largest partners, one of my largest clients, give me millions of dollars. We're not even connected on LinkedIn. It's crazy. So go through your top 20 list, connect with all those people on LinkedIn, if they'll accept you, but connect with all those because some people won't, but connect with all your, then guess what you do on LinkedIn? You go on LinkedIn and look for other people that are exactly like them. Same job title, same this, same that. LinkedIn for searching is amazing. So search and go find other people that look just like your top 20 list. And then message, don't just connect. Don't send a message. After they accept, then you can send them a message. But don't say, thanks for connecting. That is annoying. Don't say, thanks for connecting. No, just get to the point. The point is, next Thursday, I'm going to be hosting an office hour on the top 5 ways to appraise a boat in Long Beach. I'd love to invite you to come as my guest. They're going to respond back, thank you so much for inviting me. Or they're not going to respond back. And then you do it again, maybe a month later. I'm going to be doing a workshop not a workshop, I'm going to be doing office hours to answer questions about the proposition, blah, 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 or the Dodd-Frank law, whatever. I'm going to specifically cover this. I'd love to invite you as my guest. Here's the link to register. So now you send them 2 messages without selling them. You see, because you're inviting, just like my grandmother invited everybody to her house. And my experience is, after a few times inviting people, some people say, I feel really bad. Can I take you to coffee? But I was trying to sell this person to, you know what I mean? It's like, they're inviting me. Okay. Or they say, yeah, don't invite me anymore. Okay, fine. But my experience is that nobody says that's spam. Okay. So you connect, don't send a message, wait, then invite them to something. You can invite them to an ASA event because they're say, hey, there's this ASA event coming up. It costs money. You don't need to tell them it costs money. It's like, I'm going. I thought it might be something where you go to. I'll be there. If you're there, let me know. There's a big conference. So you're inviting them to something that's not even yours, but you're inviting. Okay. So, but also it is finding people that look just like your top 20 list and then calling them or inviting them, or it works. Okay. That's how you grow. Now, the other story on LinkedIn is I wanted to buy an Audi, a real fancy Audi from Germany. And so I knew they probably wouldn't order it for me. So I went on LinkedIn and I connected with all these executives at Audi, out in Germany and America and everywhere, and connect. And I went into the Audi dealer, like after I connected with like 300, 400 people. So went in, and then the different people, some of them, I'm the leasing manager here. Let me know if you need anything, that kind of thing. So, but anyways, I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go into the dealership. And I go up to where's the manager? Go to the manager and say, hi, I'd like to order this special car from Germany. He's like, yeah, we really don't do that. I said, well, okay, I'll give you my card. I'm serious. You can look me up. I'm serious. I want to order this car. Just let me know. But, because, so guess what? He called me back. David, I don't know who you are, but but I only have, he's like, I only got like 1,000 LinkedIn connections. And of my 1,300 of them are connected to you. And you're connected to my boss's boss, and you're connected to my this person. How do you know all these people? I say, oh, I don't know everybody. I mean, I just connect a lot of people. I'm a connector. And a lot of people like connecting with me. I like connecting to people. He's like, okay, I'll look into getting the car from Germany for you. You see? Okay, it's totally, I mean, it's true. These are true stories. So the yacht one is true. I have the Audi. I got it during the virus. They brought it on a flatbed. It's beautiful. So all that stuff. So so use these things for fun. But it does. I know you guys are like, but David, this is I'm trying to tell you, business development, using this technology, using these things is not that scary. And you can do it in a systematic way. Top 20 list, Excel spreadsheet. I know you guys like Excel. Top 20 list, Excel spreadsheet. First name, last name, last date of contact. LinkedIn, make sure you connect to LinkedIn, last date of contact. If that last date of contact is more than 3 months, you need to do something about it. Because I guarantee everyone on here is going, holy crap, this one lady, she sent me so many clients. I haven't talked to her in 4 years. Right? Stuff like that. Oh my gosh. So just send her the message. It's been a while. It's been a crazy couple of years. I thought it'd be a great time for us to catch up. That's it. And that person will respond, you're right. It has been a crazy couple of years. Let's catch up. And guess what's going to happen? Just that one message will lead to you getting a new business. In my experience, it happens to me all the time. Because then what you do is they say, when can you get together? Oh, well, you know what? I have to walk my dog and I got to do this. How about 2 months from now? Well, how about that? So all these emails go back and forth and back. If you get lucky, there's different ways of lucky. I believe there's 2 forms. If you get lucky, they say, oh, let's meet tomorrow. And you meet tomorrow. That's great. And then they give you a client or something. But that I don't actually like very much. I prefer when they say, well, how about let's meet next month? You know why? Because then I get all these emails. I look forward to seeing you next month. And then 2 weeks before, oh, look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. The day before, see you tomorrow. And then that. And so I get all those. And every single one of those emails, they're thinking about me. And every single one of those emails are leading to them going, oh yeah, David. Oh yeah, David. Oh yeah, David. And then they're having phone calls or meetings or doing things. And they're getting, oh yeah, David. And then they go to a meeting right after getting an email from me, see you in 2 weeks. They're in the meeting and they're like, oh, you know what? I should introduce the guy, David. And you have to train them. If there's anyone you think I should meet, let me know. Anyone you think I should meet, let me know. Anyone you can introduce me to, let me know. You know, and then now then they think like that. And then what happens is you will get, I was just thinking about you. I get those all the time. David, you know what? I was just thinking about you. No, you weren't. You were not just thinking about me. I sent my email newsletter to you. I sent you a reminder email. I did all these activities to cause you to think about me. You didn't just all of a sudden just think about me. But I get it all the time. Like I sent out my email newsletter to 20,000 people. It goes out. My phone rings. David, I was just thinking about you. It happens pretty much. It happens about 70% of the time I send my email newsletter out. I get at least one phone call, and the person literally I could put it on speakerphone right now. I send out email newsletter, put it on speakerphone. And you'll be like, "Oh, that's funny, David," and it rings. They'll be like, "I was thinking about you." 7 out of 10 times. All right. So let's keep going. Unless people have questions.
Hey, David,
Yes.
before we move on
Yes.
from LinkedIn, Robert's question. I mean, I think everybody on LinkedIn gets lots and lots of
Yes.
people they don't know asking to connect. I mean, I don't see how that could possibly be dangerous, but what I do is I just look at each request I get and I just evaluate, what's this going to do for me? Is this going to help me professionally? And, you know, I mean, a lot of the ones, it just shows that people go on LinkedIn and they're looking at your site if they're asking to connect. So if it's at all professionally related, I usually accept their invitation. So
yeah, so there's two ways. There's 4. So one is just ignore them. Okay, that's one. Next is to go look at their profile and go, oh, okay, they're not some person from the outsourced company and somewhere or whatever. You know, make sure they're not spammy or whatever. The third, and then accept if they're not. The third is to send, which I've had happen to me maybe 3 times in my life. I have 25,000 connections on there. I've had 3 times, but you could do this where they send me a message, say, thanks. I invited them. They said, David, thank you so much for inviting me to connect. I only connect with people I know. So can we have a 5-minute phone call so we'll know each other? And I go, sure. And then we get on the phone. I talk to them 5-10 minutes and they're like, okay, I know who you are. Cool. Nice to meet you. And then they connect with me. And I mean, I've had 3 people do that out of 25,000. And so that's an interesting approach. And no joke, the person, all 3 people, because I asked them, they said, yes, this is what I do. And I have personally spoken to every single person I'm connected to on LinkedIn. And I said, okay. I mean, it's like, I thought that's pretty cool. You know, so the next one is you accept whoever, just whatever, it doesn't matter, accept people that are in industries that you think would be good for you, or you see, oh, they're connected to a lot of people. Okay, fine, I'll accept it. You know, so there's different approaches. And yes, some of them start sending a message like, buy my stuff, like, really? So then you remove them as a contact, block them, mute it, whatever. But there's 2 approaches, and I'm as you can tell, I err on one of these. There's traditional marketing. Traditional marketing is I only network, I only talk to, I only spend time with, I only put my energy and effort into people that are my ideal target client or my ideal target partner. And if they're not, I don't talk to them. Okay, that's traditional marketing, traditional selling, traditional marketing, traditional selling, traditional networking. If I go to a networking event, it better be one that's right for me, because I don't want to talk to anybody that doesn't want to buy my stuff. If I'm going to be emailing somebody, it better be somebody's going to buy my stuff. If I'm going to have lunch with somebody, it better be a strategic partner. Someone's going to buy my stuff. I don't have time or energy, or I want to talk to anybody else. That's traditional. I'm only going to connect with people I know on LinkedIn, or only people that can help me, or only people that buy my stuff. And so, for example, I'm a financial advisor, and let's say I'm a financial advisor, and 90% of my clients drive a Tesla. Well, then I only want to talk to people that drive Teslas or other things that my clients do. So I'm going to go around. Do you drive a Tesla? No, I don't want to talk to you. Which Tesla? Oh, the big SUV? Okay, I'll talk to you. Did you drive Tesla? Which one? Okay, I'll talk to you. Okay. The other is engagement marketing. Engagement marketing is the one I'm talking about. Engagement marketing is I'll engage with a whole bunch of people. I'm not going to give all those people the same amount of time and energy, but I will connect with anybody on LinkedIn that's not a spammer. I will network with all kinds of people and find people that I like, because people I like are going to introduce me to more people I like. I'm going to send up my email newsletter to everybody. Anybody who wants to get my email newsletter, they can go. I'm going to invite people to my happy hours. I have happy hours. Anybody who wants to go can go. Now, I'm going to do more strategic events for people that are my ideal client. I'm going to give more attention and time to people who are my ideal client. I'm going to network better with my ideal client. But then what I'm going to do is people that I'm going to talk everybody. Oh, does anyone know anyone that drives a Tesla? Because those are the people that hire me. Do you know anyone? Oh, everyone knows somebody that drives a Tesla, right? So can you introduce me to those people? Yeah, sure, David, you're really nice. I'll introduce you to my friend that drives Tesla. So that's engagement marketing. Now, when you're in business, you do need to focus, and you do need to understand you have a top 20 list, and then you got 80 other people, okay? Or you got in sales, you have your lead list of people that might want to hire you. You have the top 5 to 10 that are closest to closing that you focus on. There's other people, oh yeah, call me, I'll hire you. And they're a liar, so you put them way down the list. If you want to be an Excel spreadsheet, you put A list, B list, C list, stuff like that. And understand, A clients get more attention, B clients get less attention. That's just the way it is. Or A leads get more attention, B leads get less attention, C leads get almost no attention. But so there's a traditional marketing, selling and networking, engagement marketing, and whatever. A lot of this talk is about engaging and casting a wider net so you can reach a wider audience to create opportunities for luck, create opportunities for business that you can't even imagine. But you do need to do the 3 lunches. You do need to do the basic fundamental things consistently. You do need to go from being busy to full. You do need to go from working in the business to on the business. There's key principles that you want to do. And if you do those key principles, you will grow as a person and as a business. All right, so someone had a question. I get so excited. Okay, Robert said, oh, I look at LinkedIn connection as a referral source, which a third party implies as an endorsement, which is dangerous. No. So yes and no. So the way it works is, it used to be, okay, so the example I give you is I did advise a high-level government official on their LinkedIn, and their LinkedIn only had 125 connections. Okay, that's it. And the 125 connections were Barack Obama, the couple of Supreme Court justices, and a few other people. And it was like and I looked through, they only have 125 connections. And I looked, and they were all those, this person in DC, there were only those people. And that's it. And that person is very like, I'm only connecting with with Obama, like very specific people. And I'm not connecting with anyone that's not in that political affiliation. And I'm not connecting with anybody. It was like these, because they see it as, like you were saying, it's an endorsement. This is who they are. This is who they know. This, and it's really narrow. Okay. So what I did was I updated her LinkedIn to be the about thing. And I updated the whole thing, added the summary, added this. We added a whole bunch of stuff, added the title sections. And then I walked her through how to research and find more people that she would probably want to connect with. Okay. And then she goes out and searches for more people to connect with. At the same time, we went through how to filter the people that are inviting her to connect and decide which ones to connect with, right? But that's like the, I would say, and she's been in politics like 25 years, and it's a very powerful person in charge of a lot of stuff. So that's very, very specific, okay? But then if you look at the other end, there's people just connect with kind of anybody you have to look at where you're at. And is it really a reflection of exactly who you are, or is it just your wider net? And that's okay, but that's LinkedIn. But I do want to say, connect with your top 20 list on there, and then go find other people that look like your top 20 list and invite them to connect, even if you don't know them, okay? Because even if you don't know them, you're inviting them because you think they're like your other people. And once you talk to them, if you don't like them, then you can unconnect to them. Okay. All right, so any questions about anything? All right, so hopefully people are having fun. Okay, I talked about this automating. Let's see, so we don't care about this. All right, introduction versus referral, we covered that. Building trust, okay. All right. So why is someone going to connect with you? Why is someone going to talk to you? Why is someone going to attend your office hours? Why is someone going to do anything? Why? There's got to be a value exchange. So what do you have that they don't? You have access to private jets, and I don't. What makes them unique? You know, how do you measure success? Like, because your definition versus my definition might be different. How do you measure success? Do professional relation, what professionally, like, are we just friends or, okay. And then what can you offer? Okay. And what do you need from them? So I try to make it clear, like, I partner with, I have my, you don't have to say top 20 list. You could if you want, but basically I have my list of strategic partners. My strategic partners are people that I introduce people to them. They introduce people to me. I find that that's the number one way that I grow my business, but also the number one way I grow as a person. I on that list are people that do similar things to what you do. And I think that you might be somebody that might be a good strategic partner. I would like to learn more about what you do and share what I do and find ways that we might be able to work together. And that might mean that I introduce you to people, you introduce me to people. That might mean that I invite you to some of my events and you invite me to some of your events. That might mean we could do an event together. That might mean who knows? We might go there. It's a small world that we're in. So I'd like to learn more about ways that we might be able to work together. The other thing is that, and then I've had people say this. You ready? David, we can't be partners, strategic partners. I said, why not? Because we're competitors, because you do exactly what I do. And I said, okay. I've tried for my entire life to write the perfect paragraph on my website. And it's really, really hard to write that perfect paragraph about exactly what I do. And you just said that you do exactly what I do. So tell me what that is so that I can write that paragraph perfect. And they go, oh, well, you do this. Like, I don't do that. No, but I mean, you do this. I don't do that. Well, no, we do the exact same thing you said. So tell me exactly what I do. They're like, well, you do. No, I don't really do that. Well, they don't do exactly what you do because no one does exactly what you do. No one does. Yes, they do. No, they're my number one competitor. No, they're not. They steal business from me. They steal, hopefully, the customers are the most annoying customers that you have from you. Okay. Or there's a client that's just so big and it's just a huge project. And yes, you could do it, but it's just so big and they're bigger and they can handle it without even trying. So, yeah, but David, no, at the end of the day, right now, let's pretend all of you have 10 clients. Out of those 10 clients, if you're one of my clients, don't ask. But let's say you all have 10 clients. One of those clients freaking annoys you. You know that. Whether they pay you a lot or they don't pay you a lot. It's like, why am I doing this? This is I have to teach them how to turn their computer on every time I talk to them. Like, why am I? Yeah, press the on button. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right. Okay. It's like, why? Or they're paying me my old rates from years ago. All kinds of, or they don't. I want to do these new things, and they keep wanting me to do these old things. So you all have this client. Fire that client. Fire the client. Now you don't just fire the client. You say something like this. You call one of those strategic partners. You say, hey, Sally, Jimmy, Bobby, Raphael, the Ninja Turtles, whatever, I have this client that I've been working, I think they'd be a good fit for you. They do this and annoys me. They go, oh, I love doing that stuff. I know, that's what be good for you. Then they're going to say to you, David, I have this one client freaking annoying me. They keep wanting me to do this thing and I want to do it. That's the thing I keep trying to do more of. Okay, let's trade. I mean, or stuff like that. It happens all the time. So no one does exactly what you do, and no one works with exactly all the time. That's one. The other is the abundance mentality. The abundance mentality. David, I'm a real estate appraiser, and the other guy's a real estate appraiser, and we're competitors. And in where? Oh, in Los Angeles. Oh, how many properties are there in Los Angeles? Oh, there's like, billions. I mean, like millions. Could you and your company appraise all of them? It's like, no. Well, could that guy appraise all? No. Okay, well, how many appraisals do you do a year? 100. And how many properties are there in Los Angeles? I mean, I don't care how hard you try or how hard the other person tries. Neither of you are going to be able to do more like 1,000. I mean, it's like ridiculous. So if you use the abundance mentality, use this mindset, then it allows you to share and allows you to grow and allows you to have the right clients and allows you to sleep at night, allows you to be happy, allows you to make more money. And it's just all that stuff. Raise your prices. That's the other thing. Every single person on here, including me, if you want to work with me, every single person on here needs to raise their prices right now. Every single person on here has issues around their price, their price is too low. Every single person on here needs to raise your price. I'm not joking. Every single person on this call right this second needs to raise your price. And this is what's going to happen. David, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose clients. You're going to lose one. And you know which one you're going to lose? The most annoying one. Okay. And all the other ones are going to be paying you more. And in fact, you could have lost probably 3 clients because you raised your prices. So it's like you lost one and you're actually making more money and you don't have the annoying client. Okay. Now, but David, we have a contract with the government, and in our contract, it's a 3-year contract. It has a certain rate. Okay, well, then understand and put in there. Okay, is it if you want to keep doing it, but adjust what services you offer them, adjust what they actually get, adjust what the outcomes are going to be, stuff like that. Or no, David, it's a gateway drug. It leads to more opportunities. Okay, fine. Then if that's the case, then make sure that it leads to better opportunities. And the opportunities it does lead to, charge more, stuff like that. All right. So let's see, we covered that. Let me do this. All right. So this is a course I teach at UC Berkeley sometimes called data-driven marketing. And everyone on here will love it because this is, I know, because so far you're like, some of the stuff I say, you're like, David. This you're going to love because data-driven marketing is exactly how you work. All right. There's 15 essential marketing metrics. There's a book by Mark Jeffrey. Okay. So 15 essential marketing metrics. Instead of you going, well, my marketing, I just kind of make it up. I don't know. I see. This tells you can measure all these things. Okay. And there's 3 sections. I'll break it out in 3 for you. So the idea is we can measure these. So if you can pick 2 of these, instead of going, well, David, I don't know, I just put some ads on Facebook and I did this thing, I don't know, does it work or not? I have no idea. We need to measure, okay? So it's broken into 3 categories, which is non-financial. I know you guys are like, but the financial one, David, I know, we'll get there. So the non-financial one is brand awareness. Do people know your brand? Like when you go to a networking event, oh yeah, I've heard of you, test drive. How can people test drive your product or service? In your case, that's going to be some kind of initial assessment or some kind of initial, instead of coming, oh, that's going to be $1 million to hire us. Yeah, for $500 or $1,000 or $10,000 or $5,000, we do this initial assessment up front. We do initial whatever. Or why don't we have a free consultation? So you're on the phone for free. That's a test drive. Okay, so a big sale is made up of little bite-sized sales. So what you want is a free consultation on the phone, something like that. Then you say, oh, give me $1,000, $10,000, $500, bite-sized sale. Or if you don't want to charge, just fill this thing out, send it back to me. If you don't fill it out, I'm not going to talk to you again. Okay, so there's got to be some kind of test drive. So a little call that leads to a face-to-face with some kind of, and then you do some test driving. Then it leads to the bigger product. Once they've written you 1 check, it's much easier to get more checks. Okay. All right. Churns, how often customers turn over. Customer satisfaction. How often are people happy or not? The golden rule is you get it all the time. Thanks for calling Comcast, AT&T, Bank of America, all these huge companies. At the end of this call in 4 hours, if you actually get to talk to a human, we're going to ask you if you'd like to take a survey. And then you go, all right, and you take the survey from 0, from 1 to Likert scale, 1 to 7, or from 0 to 10. How satisfied are you? And if you put like a 5, they're like, yeah, we did a great job. 5 out of 10. Yes, we're so happy. But if you put like a 2, they're like, I guess instead of making people wait 4 hours, we should make them wait 3 hours. Okay, so that's the customer. How likely are you to refer us to a friend or family? How likely are you to refer us to a friend or colleague? So that's what that is, okay? I personally do it like this. Dana, this talk is going okay. Are you happy? You know, not okay. Okay is not good enough. Don't use the word okay. Fine is even worse. So if I'm at a restaurant and I'm eating and the server comes over, how's everything? I say, it's okay. That's not, they're gonna be like, they should be like, what? You know, or the server comes over. Is everything okay? Okay, this is a high-end restaurant. It should be better than okay. You know, it should be good. Is everything good? Yeah, it is good. All right. All right. So customers, so I asked people, are you happy? Is things okay? Then you have the financial metrics. Finally, David, you're getting to my language. So are they making money? Are you making money or not? Are you making money? So when you run an ad, does it work? What's the pay? So if I run an ad, does the ad give me money? Okay. Customer lifetime value. This here for all of you, probably one of the most important things of this talk. What is the total dollar amount that a customer gives you over the lifetime? Total dollar amount the customer gives you. So if you look at something like, let's say Starbucks, okay, to make it, you know, average person goes to Starbucks. I'm making this up, by the way. Average person goes to Starbucks for 3 years, and they go twice a week, $5 each time. So $5, $10 a week times 52 weeks times 3 is how much they spend. That's the total customer lifetime value. Okay. However, Starbucks introduces the unicorn pumpkin latte that explodes fairy dust. And instead of $5, it's $10. So like, yeah, I'll buy that. So then they introduced the matcha pineapple. I'm like, green tea with pineapple. I'm like, what? It's $7. Okay, I'll buy that. So instead of $5, I guess that. So they increase that person's lifetime value. Okay. So what can you do to increase customer lifetime value? Well, I already told you, raise prices. That's one, but you can introduce other add-on things or other partnerships, other things to increase customer lifetime value. Right? That's one. The other is, how long does the average client stay with you? Okay. So if you, let's say you do consulting, and let's say the average client stays with you for 8 months. Okay. So if which is not true, my client stays with me for my entire life. Are you kidding? And the average client with me is at least 3 years, but let's just pretend it's 8 months to make this easy. So the average client stays with you for 8 months. Okay. You know that the average client stays with you for 8 months. So when it's month 7, it shouldn't be a surprise. They go, you know, I was thinking, you know. So you need to, in month 6.5, month 7, you need to tell them before they get to you, this is the time when I do a 90-day plan. See, not 3 months, that scares people. This is the time when I do a 90-day plan for all my clients. This is the point when I've been working with people where I typically do a 90-day plan. They go, oh, really? I said, yeah. So I put together this 90-day plan. Or he said, I'm going to go back and do it. Or we're going to do it together. Anyways, you come with this 90-day plan. And they're usually going to, average client stays 8 months. Right now you're at month 7, you know, and you're like, 90-day plan, here it is. So we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this over the next 90 days. They go, oh, David, that sounds good. Oh yeah, I think you're right. Let's do that. So you just got the average client to stay 1 more month. So now your average went from 8 months to 9 months. Okay. Don't say 3 months. They'll freak out. They'll fire you for sure. Because if the average client stays for 8 months and you meet with them and say, hey, we're going to come up with a 3-month plan, game over. You say 90-day plan, they go, oh, it makes perfect sense. 90 days. You're right. The other thing you do is this. I'm thinking that we should probably stop working together soon because, I think I got everything I need. What we need to do is we need to spend 1 more month reviewing what you're going to, to make sure that we have everything documented correctly and laid out correctly so that we can make sure that when we're not working together, you know what to do and it's all documented. So it's a really good idea for us to spend 1 more month mapping that all out. And they go, oh, yeah, that's a good idea, David. You're right. Stayed 1 more month. So okay, this you got to come up with strategies to keep people increase customer lifetime value. Because do you know how hard it is to get a new client? Okay, it's really hard. So that's why you got to stay with the top 20 people, network with them, keep introducing them to people. They introduce you to people, referrals, and then you get the new client. Then you map out the average customer lifetime value, the timeline and the amount of money, and you increase your price, and then also increase the length of time. Okay, if you increase price and length of time, now you're ahead by a lot. Okay, this is okay. Also keep in mind The people that pay you the most typically have you do the least amount of work. The people that pay you the most also have the resources to implement what you say. And the people that pay you the most, because they don't, because they listen to what you say, because you're charging a lot, and because they have the resources to implement it, they then implement, or you help them implement, and they make way more money. And they're like, why? Because if someone's making $1 million a year, and I or they're making $100,000 a year, I say, oh, change this, change that. Now they're making 150,000. Someone's making $1 million a year, change this, change that. Now they're making $3 million a year. So it's a bigger number. So just keep that in mind too. Okay. All right. So let's see. Financial. Next is new age, which is a lot of stuff I talked about earlier, which is very vague for most of you, but very scary and dangerous, but it's okay. So, but I had to do it though. I had to scare you and create anxiety first, because I found that when I do keynote talks, I'll be on stage like 500 people and stuff. I'm on stage. I used to do these motivational talks, like not Tony Robbins style, but like I can inspire and motivate people to take action. And I realized it doesn't work, because they're attending a marketing workshop. Like right now, you're not doing marketing right now. You're just in a marketing workshop. You're actually not doing marketing. You're not actually growing your business right now. I know we talked about your top 20 list, and you're not actually talking to those people right now. You're just talking about doing that. So you actually have to go do it. Okay. So I realized that when I motivate and inspire, people go, yeah, oh yeah. But then what I do is I realized if I create anxiety, pain, and fear, people actually leave and go do something, because they're like, oh my gosh. Now there's a difference of overwhelming people. That's too much. But if I show you very practical thing, send out the email newsletter no one reads. I mean, your mother does and critiques it, but that's a different story. And then invite people to an event like my grandma. And if no one comes, it doesn't matter. You're not a failure because no one showed up. 80%, listen to me, 80% of why you do an event is not for the event itself. 80% is for all the other stuff around it. 20% of why you do an event is this part right now that's actually happening. This is not the important part. The 80% is the important part. The part before, where we can announce it all over the place, come to the event, come to the event, come to the event. Don't forget ASA, Marine, come to promotion. Hey, we do stuff. That's why you want to be a member here. That's why it's amazing. Promote, invite. Instead, buy our stuff. You're invited. Oh, it's amazing. David's amazing. Dana's amazing. Everybody's amazing, And then after the event, to the 25 people that didn't show, remember there were 50 people that registered. We got 23. I lost 2. Okay, but anyway, so 25 people did not show up. They registered. We still send them a copy of this presentation. And they're like, whoa, I can't believe I missed it. And we send them a copy of it. And guess what? Those 25 people, that's the other, that we follow up with them. Hey, thanks for being a part of the event, the part that didn't show, but part of the event. Here's a copy of the presentation. Here's this, here's that. I have had tons of people register for workshops that I give, not show up. I email them the follow-up email afterwards saying, thanks for being a part of the event, and here's a copy of the presentation. They look at it, they call me, they hire me. They didn't, I don't know, people that come do hire me too, but I think more people that don't come hire me. Do you know that? I think that's probably, so I don't know what that tells about me and my presentation skills, but the PowerPoint apparently speaks very well for me. So, but anyway, so the point is 80% of what we're doing here is send up, you guys are perfectionists. I know this. So when it's 80% you guys, that means it's 150% other people. So just send out the email newsletter. Just connect with people on LinkedIn. Have the one-page website. I know, but David, I want this page, that page, one page. Send, call your mother. I mean, just do the activity, and then you'll see that something will happen. Yeah. All right. So. Okay, so new age marketing is the stuff like how many people go to your website? Well, no one if you don't have one. But if you have a website, how many clicks and what happens? How do you increase conversion rate on your website? I already told you, phone number all over, add the call to action button, right? Like schedule a call. If you don't have those, just the contact form, your website's not going to convert. The other thing is if you're running ads, let's say you do Google ad, Facebook ad, LinkedIn ad, you do ads, okay? If you do ads on those platforms and you drive people to your homepage of your website, not very helpful. If your ad on Google says, I'm a marine surveyor and I specialize in this, you drive them to a page that talks about that specific thing. And on that page, it's got a big button that says schedule free complimentary consultation. Okay. Something like that. All right. Any questions about anything else? All right. So let me see what else we got here. We don't care about this. So let me skip. And don't worry, you'll get this entire presentation that you can study it. And oh, actually, I was pretty close. All right. So this here, I had, I don't know, 74 slides, Dana, and I actually covered most of them, which is quite impressive. So the bridge. Oh, what's that?
I am very impressed.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Okay, so I try to say thank you very much. Okay, so keep in touch. This is my phone number. This is my email. This is my website. If you want, it says get your copies on Amazon. One of my employees made that. Don't do that. Just I'll send if you want a hard copy, sure. But if you email me, I'll send you a PDF. I have other books. I have the one for lawyers. So no, it's on this deck. Yeah. So but yeah, I'm more happy to send you a PDF of these books. And more than happy to have free consultation on anybody. I love speaking to audiences of highly intelligent professionals, more better than the other audiences I talk to. And so I would like to speak to other associations, other groups. I'd like to speak at I spoke at the ASA in, where was it? San Diego? No, Anaheim. I spoke, you guys, you know, I got paid to speak at that event. That was a good event. I really enjoyed that. I want to speak at another ASA conference or other ones. I like doing events. I like speaking. That was a fun event, Dana, because I spoke and I really enjoyed it. There was a good audience, good people. People were very happy. And from that, I met some people in Chicago and they had me speak at their ASA and stuff. And it was good. And then I went to Disneyland, you know, so that was very nice. And I ate really well over there. Food's very important. And Disneyland, they have an entire menu of food. The food is so good. Disney World, forget about it. It's not so, it's all right. Disneyland in California in particular, it has some of the best food you'll ever eat in your entire life. And there's not, you know, no joke, like better than like going to some really nice restaurants. They have, and you can go online and find videos. You can find an entire menu at Disney. They hand them out at Disneyland. And it walks you through where to eat and what to eat. And they have, it's just, they spend a lot of time, Disneyland, California, putting a lot of time and energy into their food programs. And it's no joke. You can go to Epcot and Disneyland, Disney World, and other places. Disney World has corn dogs. They don't have the corn dog that California Disneyland has. The corn dog Disney California is amazing. It'll blow your mind. All right. So if you want any questions about food or restaurants and like that, you can connect me on my LinkedIn. I think we covered, yeah, I think that's it. Anything else? Dana, any last minute questions or concerns or did anyone learn anything, hopefully? Greg said it was very helpful.
So David, I have a question for you. What do you think the outlook for in-person events is going to be in the upcoming year?
It's going to outlook very good. Isn't that what the Magic 8 Ball usually says? Outlook very good. Or because basically most people have their shots, and most people maybe have gotten like 3 weeks ago when I got I was sick for a day because I got the Omicron, the test positive for 10 days. So I'm like I got the 2 plus the booster, plus I had the Omicron thing for like a day. So I'm really immune at this particular second. I'm like hyper immune. So I'm like partying like crazy right now. But anyway, so the thing is that Donald's like, great, you know, but anyway, so what happens is, I don't know if you say great that David is hyper immune or great that events are coming back. But anyway, so so with that being said, I think most people like that. And then I think, you know, whatever, every 6 months we get a new little flu shot, booster shot thing. And I think that in general, just more and more things are going to be happening because there's always a virus. There's always a virus. Whether it's this or there's something else, there's always a virus. Do you remember, 9/11, everything shut down. And then now we have to go through, I have to take my shoes off. Well, not if you have the global entry thing anymore, but taking all this stuff. But then guess what? It becomes the new normal, right? So I think that with events, there's certain things that are going to become kind of the new normal, number one. Number two, it's also really good because all the live events, like the TED Talk I'm doing at Purdue in Indiana on the 19th, that's going to be 400 people in person plus live streams. they would have never live streamed that TED Talk before. They would not have done that, because what TED does is they video it, they do all this stuff to the video, and then they put the video on TED.com, right? But because of the virus and because of whatever, they live stream it now too, you see? But that's not normal for them. But that's good for the world, because anybody in the world can now watch my TED Talk live, okay? It's good. And so I think that whether it's more and more events are going to incorporate new technologies and new things, there might be post-event, there might be in-person event, and then the post-event virtual networking afterwards, like 2 weeks later. So I think it's going to incorporate more and more things. I say this year I did, well, I spoke to 500 people in Korea. I did a keynote talk at a huge conference. It was a crazy conference. I was a hologram at the conference, okay, in Seoul, Korea. It was crazy. I spoke for 12 minutes. Okay, it was a big keynote, 12-minute keynote, 500 people that are in person. I was virtual. It was just crazy. And that I did in virtual. But I've been to Korea 2 or 3 times. I think I've spoken over there many times. And Hong Kong, all these places, they fly me. But this year I did virtual, so many different. But I got booked to speak in Ohio like 3 years ago, and they finally did that one in person. So I was in Columbus, Ohio, not that long ago, speaking to a big electrical association thing. So, but I do see in this year more and more. Like, actually, right now I'm in a hotel room, because after this, there's a conference at the Santa Clara Convention Center. It's a construction conference. I'm actually about to go down to that right now. So, so I think more and more of these events are in person. Okay, so Greg says, you are very knowledgeable. We enjoy your presentation. Thank you. And Greg is with Pinnacle Marine Group. So Pinnacle Marine Group is based in, and we specialize in 1, 2, 3, 4, what 1, 2, 3, usually. That goes on your homepage. And if you are this type of company or this type of thing, or whatever, you would partner with us. All right. So, any questions, anything else, Dana? Yes, but in person,
we've got it covered. And on behalf of ASA NorCal, ASA in general, the Marine surveyors that attended this, we want to thank you. Your energy is really worthwhile. You kept me interested for 2 hours, and it looks like you kept at least
23, yeah,
23. Yeah, that's excellent. So we hope to have you again sometime in the near future. And good luck.
And I enjoy it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, David Mitroff.
Thank you for everyone who attended.
Yep. And you will get try to send me a link of it pretty fast, so I can, because I like watching what I do before I forget what I said.
Yeah, I think but then Jennifer will post it on the ASA NorCal website, and I'll make sure she sends you a link. So
awesome. Okay, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, everyone.